We are back, and we're doing the S&P 500 index today. So I've got a lot of SPX traders. Hope you guys enjoy this. This one's for you. So as you guys can see, and as you've experienced, we just continue to move right up. Nothing can seem to stop this market. It is unbelievable, and even a government shutdown won't do that for us. Actually, the government shutdown was pretty good for the markets, actually, which is pretty insane. First off, there's no news, so I guess no news is good news, which it certainly feels weird as we certainly wait for red tag news every morning that doesn't seem to be happening because there's no government employees. But also more interesting is the fact that now that they have shut the government down, the Fed said there is a 100% chance of a rate cut next month of a quarter basis point. So guaranteed, done, we're there, okay? And they've pretty much guaranteed the fact that they're going to do another one before the end of the year. So 2 more rate cuts before the end of the year for a total of 3 rate cuts this year. That is pretty big. And again, just another tailwind for the indices and stocks in general as it allows these companies to borrow money cheaper. So, I mean, right now, all signs are pointing to up. And just looking at this chart right now, I wanted to show you guys, we're pretty lofty. And unfortunately, it's, going to probably keep happening. I would love a pullback, but I'm not sure I'm going to get it. But I'll say this, even if it does happen, we can come down quite a bit before we're starting to get even remotely bearish. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to show you on this weekly time frame, this leg just continues to push higher and higher. What was interesting was I noticed that essentially 67.50 almost to the tick was our high on Friday, which was pretty cool. Just nice round number. I did a couple fib extensions just because I don't use fibs, as you know, but I do look at them when we're at all-time highs because we have no context. I measure from 2 areas, actually, and we have a 168 extension and a 618 extension, both right at 67.78.25. So if 67.50 is not it for now, I would be looking at that area for a upside target, okay? And just looking at the weekly time frame over here, like I said, this is a pretty massive leg, as you can see, and this thing is really cruising up. And one of the things that I have pointed out over and over again, that even we're at 6,700, our big pivot on the weekly time frame right here is 66.43. So if we close below it, we could come down. But even that being said, we still have massive weekly resistance at 6,400, and this area could hold. I mean, it absolutely could hold. This is the segment of the leg that moves to the high here. So our big trigger, if we move down here, will be below the 64.45. This is a monster here, okay? And we played it on the way up. I'll show you guys actually on the daily time frame. So we played it right here, and we played it right here. So if they end up coming down, this is the weekly we want to remount here and look for 6,400 to play. There's a daily, there's 2 weeklies, one's coming from over here, one's coming from here. This is a great spot, okay? And again, I would welcome a pullback. I mean, we're so bullish, but it gets a little difficult buying these highs up here. I mean, just hopefully the rug doesn't get pulled. And it's super grindy, as you guys know. I mean, it's just very grindy, long days to get 10 points, etc. Sometimes the whole move, you got to hold it overnight, and it just, it's painful. So anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the daily and the 4-hour real fast. Actually, what I'm going to do is just pull up the daily for now and kind of keep it simple and sweet. We're not going to go any lower than 6,400 because that's what we've talked about. Actually, you know what? I will pull the 4-hour over just for context. Excuse me. Let's just do that right now. Here we go. All right, so here's what I got for you. So here we go. Here's the daily. All right, so as you guys know, pink is an untested daily for me. Red on the dot side is a significant daily that has been tested but above or below. And a purple dash is an untested weekly, right? So we have this out here, as you can see, 6,400 is an untested daily and an untested weekly, right? Pink dot, purple dash, okay? This 64.45, big tested weekly, as you can see right here and right here, but very important for us to be above or below, okay? So just want to give you guys context when you understand when we look at these levels here. So I don't really have much daily support. As you can see, everything is tested. So for me, I have 66.93, which is very significant pivot for above below, okay? So below 66.93 takes us down. As you guys know, we played this for the long. I believe this was Thursday, and it was 50 points. It was a banger. So this was a great trade. We called this in the room. This was in the plan. This was a solid trade. It was great. And it was both on SPX and ES, which was wonderful. But now we can see this is a huge pivot, okay? Because I do have a 4-hour here at 6,700. But again, this level is tested, right? So I'll show you where it got tested at right here. It was tested on the way up. So I don't expect this level to hold. Now, it could get a reaction, don't get me wrong, but I don't expect it to hold, okay? So I can easily see this area coming down and just kind of playing around here and then potentially moving lower, okay? Now, if that's said, once we get under the 66.93 area, I do have an untested 4-hour at 66.64.992. So call it 66.65. This is a great spot. I like this spot. I believe we have a level here in ES as well. This has some nice confluence. This is the 4-hour leg up. This also played the daily at 66.65. So this would be good progression. However, if we play this area, and again, they're super bullish. Who knows? They may continue to move up. But I would look for a push up into 66.93. Okay? Actually, let's take a look at one thing real fast. Just wanted to confirm one thing, and it is true that this is the only untested 4-hour we have. Now, we have this daily at 66.65, which is tested, and a weekly at 66.63. And again, this is a monster area, but like I said, I don't have much for untested support. It is all tested. So we're going to keep a close eye on 66.63.7. As you can see, I have this zone here between 66.65 and 66.43. This is a fat area here, but again, I've got nothing but air in between here. There's no support for me. So if we move below 66.43, we come down into this untested daily at 66.24. I like this spot a lot. We've been talking about it for some time. It was very important on the way up as well when we were down here. So we have 66.24 and 66.15. We have a daily at 24 and a 4-hour at 15. Very, very important, guys. And this is the leg for the high right here, okay? So I like this spot. I mean, we could easily come down here and hold 24 and come right back up, okay? That is an absolute possibility, and that's what I would be looking for to happen, honestly. But we would need to get back above these significant areas of resistance first. I do truly believe that once you got above the 66.43 and ultimately really the 66.56, I think you could get some mojo back up. You'd have to watch the 66.93, but once you're above this area and we know we've held this leg, I think you got a pretty good possibility of working your way all the way back up, okay? So that's the way it looks in this current segment. Now, if all else fails, I'm just going to throw this out there, okay? If all else fails, and they get below 66.04, right? If they have a daily close under here, we will more than likely come to 65.29. And this is a good spot too. It really is. There's a nice 4-hour level here. We have a gap fill. We have a daily that is brought to you from this top down. I mean, this is a great, great location. I actually think this is a prime spot to buy. Okay, so if this particular leg right here doesn't do it for us, we've got a great spot at 65.29. Okay, and again, this is one of the only spots that we have until we get down here into the 64.01 spot. 64.01, 63.97, all the same thing, okay? And like we talked about, if this plays, we want to get above 64.45. So I hope that kind of gives you guys some insights on what we're looking at. Right now, as far as resistance is concerned, there isn't much. Okay, there is a 4-hour located at 67.46 that was the support from the high loss on Friday. But again, we haven't lost on the 4-hour time frame. So for me, this is simply just a target on the way up. I would not be looking to short this. Okay, I do know on ES there was a large amount of trapped buyers up here who tried to buy the highs. And so more than likely they will want to let them out at some point, which could cause a reaction. But with that being said, this is just right now from a process standpoint, it's more of a target than anything. And ultimately, I would be kind of shooting for this if we end up busting this 67.50 spot. Look for the 67.78. So that's what I got for my SPX, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday. We still don't have any kind of real news, so maybe Trump will say something crazy and we'll shake the markets up. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Cheers.